So these are basically the Kyrie Flytrap Blue Hero. So as I mentioned, the yellowing is something which we'll deal with fast, and we're going to use some hydrogen peroxide with bicarbonate of soda. So it's 2 parts of that and 1 part of this. You mix it into a paste. You use an old toothbrush, and that old toothbrush will be able to get into the grains and just ensure that it's sufficiently put together. So as soon as this is all done, we will just wrap it in cling film and have it in the sun for at least 30 minutes before we can it cakes out a bit, then we will just wash it off. So if it's not bright enough, you can repeat the process until you get the desired result that you want as far as whitening the soles are concerned. It's been more than 30 minutes out in the sun, and they're back. And as you can see, I've also just done a rinse to remove all the paste that I had applied with the peroxide and the bicarbonate of soda. And as you can see, it has really done a very good job with the whites. Well, I would do it a second or third time to even make them brighter, but I just need to make sure that the uppers are also clean and just take off the foul smell that it has, and basically just to give it some new kind of look and kind of fresh life. And I mean, you can just tell how bright a sole can make to a pair of sneaker. So this I'll use Punch. So Punch is a suede sheepskin and fabric cleaner. It's really, it works really well. And I'll use a soft brush for the uppers because this is a fly knit, so you don't need to use a very hard brush on it, or else you'll spoil the uppers. So this will help just to take off the dirt on the fabric up here, and just make sure it's clean before I do a machine wash for it. So that should be able to just help restore, the general look of the sneaker itself. So let's get going. So this is the Nike Kyrie Flytrap EP Blue Hero sample piece from 2018. So what sample pieces are is their concept put together from a design point of view and from a design presentation to be presented to executives. And all these executives, when they said they're left with the decision to make whether this particular pair of sneaker will end up in the shelves or it will go to GR, the general release. Following that meeting in 2018, this was shelved, and it took a bit of time for them to just make the decision to go with it. Eventually it did hit the stores, and after it did that, there were a few changes that they made to it. So some of the changes, the most obvious change was they introduced something new on the toe box. Like you can see on this particular pair of the Kyrie Flytrap that I have, they had added this on it. So it's not the same pair of shoe, but it's a bit of every other thing that they introduced is that bit on the toe box. So a few things were changed to it, but as you can see, this is a much presentable pair of sneaker. It's very rare by the fact that Nike and Kyrie is no more, so it means that there wouldn't be any more Kyrie pair of sneakers out there. So when I saw this and the state which it was, and I felt like it's still very, very much okay, it's much of a rare gem to me, and I think entirely to anybody who loves sneakers, I felt let me just give it some lifeline and give it a new look. And following the activities that I did, the one part of peroxide and the one part of bicarbonate of soda, I was able to do an amazing thing with the sole. As you can see, it's quite bright now. It's much brighter and not as yellow as it was. So it's something which I'm keen on holding on to. This is an excellent pair of sneaker, and I feel it just showcases the level of detailing and the level of creativity Nike puts into putting all this together. And I think the collaboration with Kyrie is one excellent piece of collaboration. It's unfortunate that Kyrie and Nike have parted ways, but I feel one thing that they brought into the sneaker world, and also for anybody out there who's looking for a pair of sneakers to play basketball, was proper design work. The sole is, as usual, traction, gives you a good grip on the ground. It's very, very comfortable. It's very light because this is basically fabric, the Flytrap fabric, the Flyknit fabric. So it's very breathable, so you won't feel like your foot is being suffocated or anything of that kind. So I would say this is a must have pair of sneaker for anybody who wants to play basketball and just to wear it looks nice on the foot. For me, this is my sneaker, my story.